I think that quote that you guys saw at the beginning actually sums up this deck pretty well. When you first look at it, it seems very unassuming and doesn't seem like it'd be that good. You have a few cards that can generate some searches, some special summoning from hand, but I'm about to explain why I think this deck actually has some hidden potential to be a very strong rogue contender in this format. So if you guys enjoy this type of content, be sure to let me know by leaving a like, commenting, and subscribing. But with that being said, this is the deck profile of Ancient Warriors that I put together. A few reasons why I actually think this deck has potential. Well, one, it has the option to play a decent amount of non-engine cards. So you can see 3, 6, 9, 12 slots essentially to play non-engine. Very important to be able to play hand traps this format. But also the ability to go second very well. A lot of the cards, so like even your starter, like Sun Mo here, it gets your play started by doing this, but if your other Ancient Warriors effect monster is activated, you can target one monster your opponent controls and return it to the hand. So essentially, you have these going second cards integrated into your engine, and if you notice, these are all in the main deck, which means you don't lose to a card like Artifact Scythe. That's the greatest thing about this deck in my opinion in this format, it doesn't lose to Artifact Scythe, since it's such a prevalent part of this format. But yeah, enough talk, let's just hop straight into the duel, and why don't I show you guys what this deck can actually do. Alright, so hopping right into the duel, we are going to lose the die roll, but you're going to see that's not really going to matter, because like I explained, this deck has a very strong ability to be able to go second. You can see here that our opening hand isn't even that good. We have our 1 of Extender, we have our 1 of going second card as well, and we have a big monster that requires us to have a monster on the board to even summon. So essentially the only really good cards in our hand at the moment are Prosperity and Impermanence. Going up against Swordsoul, Nibiru's, Emergence, Adara, Ecclesia, Forbidden Chalice, so very, very strong hand for my opponent. He's going to search the long unit, and at this point I know like my Imperm just isn't going to do anything. My opponent makes it Baron. I considered Imperming this to just trade with the Baron right away, but I figured since I wouldn't have any way to capitalize on it, I was just going to hold Imperm for my turn to just trade with one of his interruptions. And yeah, I just decided to let him go through his combo. He does the Moyi draw combo where he's able to summon back Moyi, reveal Longyun, and then summon out his token. It's going to give him a draw and a search with Xishao. He draws into another Chalice. He's double Chalice, Blackout, Grandmaster, Baron, and Nib. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 interruptions. But you're gonna see here, Imperming the Baron, so like I said, I really need this Prosperity to resolve because I need to see it going second card in some way to be able to play. So we're able to banish 6 cards from our extra deck, and we see a very good one here, Harpy's Feather Duster. Yes, kind of sacky, I know, but actually even if this wasn't Harpy's Feather Duster, I'm gonna explain how we actually could have broken this board. So we can summon Guan Yun if only our opponent controls a monster, and your opponent actually can't target other Ancient Warriors monsters you control card effects. So summoning out Guan Yun right away is going to force out the Xishao to trade with it. And then from there, being able to summon Lu Fang is going to be able to get rid of the Xishao. Sure, like it loses the Blackout, which is a little unfortunate, but like even then, our opponent's still not on too many resources here. He'd be on top deck mode as well. But nonetheless, Harpy's Feather Duster, very, very good top deck. Cannot deny that. So Feather Duster is going to be able to trade with his entire back row. He's going to chain the Chalices on his Baron to make it a little bigger. But you can see here, we're just going to summon Guan Yun, force out the Xishao, summon Lu Fang, summon Zhongde, activate Lu Fang, popping Baron, just going straight into the battle phase. And just swinging with everything. It's not going to be a game, obviously, because we are under Prosperity. But main phase 2, we're going to be able to link into Double Dragon Lords. Double Dragon Lords is going to allow us to add a copy of Zongyuan. So essentially why I added this was because I wanted to protect the Double Dragon Lords as an interruption. Because right now all we have is a pop 1 monster going into a Longyun and an unknown card. I figured I'd be able to stop his normal with 1, and then just use Double Dragon Lords on the other one. I wanted a way to protect the Dragon Lords, and this makes it so if our opponent tries to beat over it, we're just able to summon it and put more pressure on the board. But yeah, we just passed. You can see that was all under Nibiru. We're just able to summon a lot of big monsters from our hand going second. Opponent just scoops it up, and we do take that down. Going into the next game, Our opening hand is going to be Zogong, Talents, Zhuge Kong, Betrayal, and Tenki. So very strong opening hand. Unfortunately, no going second cards. Their opponent does have his just regular Swordsoul combo by revealing Adhara. He's going to be able to summon out the token, go into Chixiao, do his standard plays. Decides to play around Nibiru by not committing the Longyun, which is okay. He sets 3 again. A lot for us to deal with. The biggest part, unfortunately, though, is just going to be this Duel Lockbird. Duel Lockbird just really sucks here, because if it weren't for the Duel, we'd have so many ways to just beat our opponent from here. We would have Tenki to search our Sun Mo as a combo with 3 visits, as a 2-card combo that ends you on like 3 or 4 pieces of interaction. Is really, really strong. But yeah, this one Duel really hurt, and there's not much we can do here. Talents try to steal the Chixiao because I knew that I would essentially trade with the Blackout and the Chixiao. And getting rid of those two. There's not much I can do about the Adhara and Longyun in my opponent's hand. I just can't. I don't have any forms of interaction other than what we drew. It's a little unfortunate we drew another Talents return, but it is what it is. That Duel just really hurt. My opponent's going to summon out the Longyun and the Adhara, make Yazi. I didn't realize he played Yazi, even though it's probably standard for you to play Yazi. I guess I should have been able to read that. But nonetheless, like, I don't think it really would have mattered in the end. He's going to do his regular Swordsoul combo, spin back my monster, summon out Shitana, go into Chixiao, search Emergence, Boxia Pop, summon Taya, and just go straight for game. There's not much we can do there. And then going to the final game, you're gonna see here Ancient Warrior Saga plus a Sun-Move, very, very powerful combo. Of course, I'm not gonna just sort of sugarcoat the fact that our hand was really good. We had Imperm plus evenly. This is gonna break any Swordsoul board. If our opponent ends on Baron, we just Imperm Baron evenly him, and we just kind of win from there. So I decided to just let him do his entire combo. Opponent's gonna do his regular Swordsoul combos. You guys seen this many, many times before, so I'm just gonna fast forward it. He's gonna search for the Mo-Yi with the Heavenly Dragon Circle. Summoning out Mo-Yi, he's gonna allow him to grab a additional draw. Summoning out Longyun as well. Going for the double draw play with Qixing Longyun to search, to essentially draw one off of this, draw one off of Mo-Yi, and then search off of the Chixiao. Opponent's gonna set 3 again, like he has every other game. My opponent actually has no interruptions, so we don't even need to use the Imperm. We just go straight to the battle phase, activate it, and opponent just leaves himself with the Qixing Longyun. Fair enough, we Imperm it to trade with that. And then you can see here, these 2 cards do so much on their own. Essentially, this kind of acts as a reinforcement of the army when you summon a monster. We summon some though. 3 visits is going to let us add Zhuge Kong. Zhuge Kong is a free extender. Sun Mo effect trigger, since our other Ancient Warriors monsters effect was activated. We can return our opponent's monster to the hand. Activating Sun Mo now to search this, and then activating 3 visits to be able to summon the card from our hand. You can see how much advantage we're generating off of just these 2 cards. We're getting additional searches. From here, I'm just gonna just special summon Lu Fang, activate the Deception Betrayal, and this is actually 4 forms of interaction on our board right here, not including the Imperm. So essentially, on our opponent's turn, we have Dawn Ying, which kind of acts as a Walmart Masquerade, where as long as we control level 7 or higher monster, our opponent is going to have to pay 400 to activate cards or effects. If something is sent to the grave, you get a DD Crow, one of their cards in the graveyard, and draw a card. That's an interaction. Anytime one of our other effects are activated, we get to bounce a monster opponent controls off of Sun Mo. We have a quick effect Monster Pop off of Lu Fang, and even a Spell or Trap negate off of Zhuge Kong by sending a face-up Ancient Warriors continuous Spell or Trap, which we have right here. So we have a Spell or Trap negate, a Pop 1, a Bounce 1, a TD Crow and Draw 1, and also an Infinite Impermanence to top it off. So very, very powerful cards. You can see just off of like that single 1-card combo. This is all under like 5 summons too, which is the insane part. We just get out our entire full interaction board without the extra deck, without playing into Nibiru. So you can see why I feel like this deck has a decent amount of potential as a rogue contender. Just doesn't lose to something like Scythe, and has a fair amount of ways to play through interruption going second. My opponent's not going to be able to do much here. I just essentially immediately get rid of the monster with the get rid of the Heavenly Dragon Circle with Dawn Ying. That's gonna trigger Sun Moon to bounce back the Monk. He's gonna summon Shitana. I'm gonna activate Lu Fang to pop the Shitana, and that's gonna do it. Very powerful opening hand. I must admit, this evenly was huge, but you can see how much potential like these cards have. So hopefully you guys have a better idea of what this deck does now. Let me know what you thought about it in the comment section below. I know this deck does obviously have its flaws. It is like somewhat depending on what your opponent does in a sense, with like being able to get the full value out of your cards. So like going first, you won't be able to use this effect, of course, but nonetheless, like this deck can go first, it can go second, you can play a lot of going second cards. Doesn't lose to Scythe, can play through play around Nibiru very well, so a very powerful rogue contender in my opinion. Once again, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next one. Take care.